Hey guys, what's going on? Long time no talk, huh? So I'm bringing you a video today with some Modern Warfare footage. It's definitely been 2 weeks since the game came out, and even more than that, and I certainly had every intention of uploading games and putting stuff up pretty much right away, but there were basically two problems that prevented me from doing that. And both of those, one of those has continued, well, I guess they both continued in some way, but the first issue was that I didn't like the game. So I played it for a while, and played it for, obviously, that first whole night, and then the first next day, and then the next day, and I had taken a few days off of work so I could play it and get used to it, and just kind of go hard and try to get as far promoted as I could, and it became apparent pretty much the end of the second day that I didn't like the game. And there were a lot of issues early on with lag, which is to be expected when there's many millions of people online. Yeah. So, okay, I think this is the Kilo. I'm pretty sure this is the Kilo, and I'm doing a built-in suppressor. I was just tried this new barrel. This is the first game I tried it, and I just figured it's a smaller map. And right here, I'm realizing that these windows, at least one of those I thought was open usually. But I don't know if they changed that, or, I mean, obviously, it could just be the game mode, but, yeah, so anyway. But, it just, like, I just was having a lot of trouble with it, and there was a decent amount of lag, and I couldn't really get any kills, and it went from the point where, like, I was actually doing okay and having some fun, to the point of just, like, not able to do anything, and just getting really, really bad scores. And even to this day, my kill death is 1.01, and my score permitted is 99. So we're talking about, like, I'm basically not doing anything in the games that I'm playing, and it just was, it wore on me so heavy. I just thought, you know what, man, I'm just done with it, you know. I had the thought that I'm just done with Call of Duty. You know, I mean, all of us have experienced this. Well, maybe not all of us, but some of us have experienced this in our life, where you just, you know, you get older and the things that you used to do just don't seem like fun anymore. And that does seem to be the case for me. So I'm definitely down to playing it a lot less. And so I went, like, the whole first week, I basically didn't play at all. I just played on the weekend when my friend got on, and that was it. Just so we, you know, because we play every weekend, just something to do for a couple hours. And so we did that. But other than that, I didn't play. I didn't have any urge to play. And I didn't even think about the game, honestly. And then the second week started, and I kind of did the same sort of thing. But starting this week, after about 10 days of the game being out, we played, and it seemed to be much better. It just seemed to be much better. I switched to the Kilo, which I had been 141, which I've been using the M4, which I really liked. But I switched to the Kilo, and it seemed to be working pretty okay. And then we played the next day, and it seemed to be kind of okay again. And after a couple more times of playing, I thought, you know, it's actually kind of fun. But that was a week ago, and it's been a whole nother week, and I, again, have not had any urge to play throughout the week. Just kind of like, nah. I mean, 1 or 2 days I thought about playing, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be fun, I should play. And then I just didn't, you know. I mean, time got away from me, and I just didn't bother playing. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. That space that I took from it kind of has given me this sort of revamp, I guess you could say, or sort of, and see, I'm on a really good kill streak here. I'm only 3 away from this kill streak. But it sort of revamped my enthusiasm for the game a little bit. And so I was playing it, and then I just started playing it. I think I played last night, and then I played again today, and basically was still doing well. And just thought, like, you know what? It's actually kind of fun. And so that's the first reason. The second reason is, for whatever reason, there is something going on with my recording where I actually can't record the gameplay. So I can start recording. For those of you that don't know, I record off of the console itself. Yeah, I really was close to buying a capture card, but there's some logistical issues that I had to work through with that, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend the money to do that. When this onboard capture is working fine, so I've just been using that. But with the Xbox One X, there was some issues early on with the game, with the console crashing a bunch. And look at this guy, man. I think we just need to come to a conclusion that we just have to... The Claymores are out of control. I mean, the Claymores are just out of control. But the Xbox One X's have been crashing, so I experienced that a few times, and my buddy that I play with on the weekends pretty much gets it every weekend. Like, right when we start playing, within the first 2 games, his console will crash. And when it crashes, it freezes, and then it crashes not only the game, but the console itself. Everything shuts down, and you have to do a full reboot of the console, which takes about 90 seconds. And so it's, I mean, it's a death sentence, and it's just like, you get in the game, you get like 2 kills, and then it crashes. So it's been an issue, and supposedly they fixed the issue. I'm doing air quotes right now, and I can't see that. But it's been still happening to him, and from people that I've read on Reddit and stuff, it seems to still be happening to them also. And so that was the second issue, was that for whatever reason, there's something going on with the Xbox One X console where I actually can't record. So the majority of maps, I'll start recording, and within 10 to 20 seconds, the recording stops. And then I go back in, and I start recording again, and it records for about 10 to 20 seconds, and then it stops. So I'm really completely unsure about what is going on. And I've yet to find anyone else dealing with the same issue. I've searched Reddit, I've searched different sites and stuff, and I've searched online. I can't find anyone else experiencing the same issue. So I don't really know what the issue is. Tonight, before I got on, I unplugged my capture drive and then plugged it back in. And it worked okay tonight. Again, like I said, there are certain maps where it doesn't work at all. And several maps that it's kind of spotty, hit or miss. So really, that's been the issue. I have... Most of the time, before I pull my disc off the console and come export everything onto my computer, I would guess I probably have on average maybe like 30 clips or so, maybe like 25, 30 clips, and most of those are games, and I try to, if I have a particularly good gameplay, I try to do it right away so that I don't lose it, because they basically become like a big long list of stuff that I can't really tell the difference. But I still have over 100 clips on my console console hard drive, and most of them are from, well, external hard drive. Most of them are from like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. They're just completely horrible amounts of clips that are just, they're nothing. They're like the start of a game and then it ends randomly, and so I actually can't record. Like, it's a limitation of what's happening. I don't know the issue, but I just haven't been able to get anything. So not only have I not been interested in playing, because it's just kind of like, whatever, dude. Like, it is what it is. I didn't have the ability to record the games. So I was recording games, but every game I recorded was like, 8 and 12, or 10 and 8, or something like that. And that's unbelievably boring. Like, I'm not going to put up games like that. So I don't know. Who knows what it is? I mean, I like making videos, and I like playing, but it just seems that over the last few years, it's gotten to the point where I don't enjoy it for very long. I used to enjoy it for a lot of time, and now I just don't really enjoy it for very long. But I definitely have been enjoying it for the last few hours that I've been playing. And like I said, these games are actually from tonight, so they're from a couple hours ago, and these are 2 of the best games I've had on this game. And it seems more stable now that it's been out for like a couple weeks. It seems like they've sort of ironed out some of the issues as far as just kind of generally getting kills and stuff like that, so it seems to be better, and I was enjoying it tonight. Of course, I had a couple issues. An issue where I was sitting there for a minute at the beginning of the match. I was taking care of something, and I tried to take a drink, and it booted me out of the match. I literally was thinking, I think they probably got really aggressive with the inactive thing where they boot people, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to probably move. So I sat there behind this truck, and about every 20 seconds, I'd rotate my stick a full 360, and then I would jump. Or I would, like, crouch and uncrouch. And I did that a few times. And then I sat there for probably 45 seconds without doing that, and it booted me for inactivity. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like, obviously, everybody hates inactive players, but, like, that's way too aggressive. Like, 45 seconds, I mean, you know how many times people have to go to the bathroom in the middle of a match? And you just it just comes on suddenly. Like, you can't even do that because you're gonna get kicked out of the game, which is pretty unfortunate. If I cared about my stats at all, I'd be really upset about that, actually, because that's a loss for doing nothing. Literally for doing nothing. I don't know. That was crazy right there that I got him. So, okay, so I have a list of notes here that I'm going to go over because I had some stuff that I noted down my initial kind of first impressions of the game and what I think of the game overall in general. And actually, one of those is going to change slightly because I put down at the bottom the 2 things that I don't like about the game. So let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've got 14 things that I like about the game and only 2 things that I dislike about the game. However, like I said, I'll address that when we get to it because one of them has kind of been ironed out. So, starting with just the first thing that you see when you fire up the game. You fire up the game and you get to the main menu and you immediately notice the music. Or at least I do. And music is completely reminiscent of Modern Warfare 3, which was one of my favorite Modern Warfares. Just sort of like it's not like a real action-y type music. It's like it's like a orchestra type music. Like it's orchestral and it's well done. I'll say that. It's very well done. And so the music is awesome. You know, some of the music timing is really weird. Like sometimes in the middle of a game, like literally right in the middle of a game, it'll just start playing the weirdest music. Like I think that it might do this in this next game that I play, which is on Euphrates Bridge, which is a really fun map. I hated it, and my buddy really likes it, and he's like, "Oh, it's Euphrates Bridge," and I always hated it. But then I was just like, you know what? I hate it so much, I'm just gonna start sniping. So yeah, 21 and 10. That's honestly within the top 5 best games I've ever played on this game. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm putting that up. And then this one, I actually get first place on my team as a sniper. So I decided, I hate this map so much, I'm just going to try sniping. And really, it started in Ground War, and I was like, man, the sniping is actually really good. So I just started sniping, and it's made a difference. In fact, I'm pretty sure that since I've started sniping, I've only lost 1 game on Euphrates Bridge. So I've probably played a dozen games on Euphrates Bridge once I started sniping, and I've only lost 1 of them. And that just, the sniping is crazy in this game. I love it. It's really accurate, and I'm pretty good at it. So that's what this will be. It's not like the most insane score. I think I go 16 and 10, but, for a game that was, like, really slow, it was just ridiculous. So, anyway, that was really fun. So, after the music, just about the game, like the looks of the game, the graphics of the game, the atmosphere of the game, all those are awesome. If I'm being honest, the way they hyped it up with the... Look, I'm no fool, so when they come out and they say, oh, we've added 5 times the geometry in every single frame, and we've been able to really push the engine to its maximum and really get new levels of visual fidelity, it's like, okay, great, you guys say that every year, so I'm not really going to think too much about that, but it actually got me pretty hopeful for it. And then seeing that trailer, the initial reveal trailer where, Captain Price and those guys are, like, in the woods, and then just kind of the initial, like, reveal trailer, not gameplay or anything. And from seeing that, I was actually really excited for the graphics. And again, that's all I saw before the game came out. So I was really pumped for the graphics. If I'm being honest, they're actually disappointing compared to what I thought they were going to be. However, they are solid. They are good graphics. Right there, I'm just like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So I started doing an overkill with this gun because the sniping, like, pistols are kind of tough to use in this game. So there's a double. So the pistols are kind of weird in this game, so I was just trying to get something that I could use because the sniper actually runs out of ammo relatively fast. And I'm not dying all that much when I use the sniper, so I'm consistently running out of ammo. And, you can't go scavenge a dead body that's 200 meters away, so I started overkilling. And I was using the P90, which was great, but then I realized I kind of needed something with a little more medium range, a little more punch, so I started putting the SCAR on there. And the SCAR is just, it's got a lot of kick. Like that. None of those shots were on target, so... but yeah, the looks of the game, it's cool. I like the looks of it. It's got a really good... There's a lot of detail, I guess I'll say that. Like I said, I was actually slightly disappointed by the graphics. I don't know if that's just me. I am sort of a graphics snob, though. And just, I don't know. Something about them just doesn't sit quite right with me, I guess. But, that's fine. And the graphics, they look good. They're better than they have been in the past, so you can't really complain about that. But certainly nothing like anywhere... I took about half the hype that they were trying to put into the graphics, and even at that, I'm still disappointed with the way they look, personally. Just saying. But the atmosphere of the game is awesome. The overall atmosphere, you get the you know, you get the music at the main menu, and it's got more of like a, even though the lighting's a little bit lighter and stuff like that, and Infinity Ward's games have always been like lighter and sort of more, not cartoony, but sort of more along those lines, more PG-13-esque. It just, the atmosphere is good. I like the atmosphere. The music's good. I like the call-outs and stuff. Everything seems relatively dark-ish, which I love. Sort of like a grittiness to it, but not overly so. The game itself, you know, just overall, I mean, I haven't played any of the other modes. So I've played no co-op, and I've played no... It's close. Played no co-op, and I've played none of the campaign. All I've played is the multiplayer. But it is, you know, it's fun, and I've been enjoying it the last few days. So the crossplay is awesome. The crossplay, if I'm being honest, was when they said that, I thought to myself, that is not happening. There's no way. They're straight up lying to us. I don't think that's gonna happen, you know, because they've tried to do it with games in the past, and Sony has basically just said nah, because they don't need to. They have 2-3 times as many consoles as their Xboxes, and so they just were like, nah, it doesn't matter. And also, PC might only have 30, 50,000, maybe 100,000 at the most people playing it, like, around launch, and then it only goes down from there. So, I mean, I thought for sure, that was a good shot, right? I thought for sure that wasn't happening. I thought that was just one of those things that they were saying, and then they were just going to backtrack and be like, yeah, no, we're actually not doing that. But they actually did, and it works flawlessly. Honestly, you can hear people. Most of the games I play in are, like, PlayStation guys and stuff, which is fine, and we've played against mouse and keyboard guys, and you don't really notice. You know, the good guys are good regardless of whether they're on PC or on console, so it's not really an issue playing against mouse and keyboard people. The match searching is interesting. They completely revamped how they did that. You know, you search for the match, and then when it's over, it boots you back to the main menu, and there's no... That's a good shot too, right? And there's no staying in a lobby. So you don't stay in a lobby with the same people you were just in. Obviously, if you're in a party, that'll stay with you, but as soon as the game's over, it boots you back to the menu and auto-searches for another one the same way you did before. So it's just like every game is fresh and new. It's really cool. It's very, very nice to have the auto-healing back. Even though I didn't play too much of the Black Ops 4 multiplayer, I played a lot of Blackout, so as soon as I'm taking fire from guys, I'm immediately trying to get behind cover and start healing, so I haven't done it really as much anymore, but like the first few days, probably the first 12 hours or so of gameplay, I'm at about 1 day now, so about 25 hours. The whole first 12 hours, I was constantly throwing flashes into the sides of cars and into walls and stuff after I backtracked to get some cover, and then I tried to heal, and I was constantly flashing myself. That's sort of gone away, but the auto-healing is cool. It's actually a lot better than a Black Ops 4 in the sense that when you're low health, you absolutely know you're low health. One of the issues I had with that game was it was very hard to tell when you're low health. Like the old games, you know, the red would come in from the outside, and your whole screen would get red, and your ears would pound really hard, and your pulse would pound really hard, and you heard everything. So that was good, but then for a couple years there, they kind of went away from that, and it was actually really hard to tell when your health started getting low. So they did a good job of doing that. A good notice. You can edit your classes in-game, which is really sick. That's something that they should have done many years ago, but they just, for whatever reason, I feel like the developers and stuff like that don't really play the game a lot, and they don't really have the mindset, or not, or even, they don't even have the, they don't even have the drive to learn about what people are actually doing when they play this game, you know, 20, 30 hours a week, 50 hours a week, or whatever people play it. So that's something they should have added many, many years ago. Meaning you can start the game, and then if you're in a game and you just want to do something different, you forgot to change your class, you can just go right in the middle of a game and change your class mid-game, and that's beautiful. It's a beautiful addition. The loading screen masking, that's something that we've talked about in relation to the new consoles coming up, is that there's a lot of games, and in fact every game you play does some form of masking the loading when you're going into games and stuff like that, and you might not even realize it, and this game does a really good job of that. It seems flawless. You know, initially there was no loading screen, so I don't know what happened with the addition of a couple of patches. Now there is, but I mean, like for the first few days, every game you got into, it would search, the map would show a loading screen for, you know, for me maybe 10 seconds, and I am on an SSD, so there's that, but it'd load for maybe like a couple seconds, and then you'd get a black screen for another couple seconds, and then you were in like a helicopter or something flying in and getting debriefed on the mission, and obviously that's masking the loading screen, so that's taking it to a level where you don't know that it's loading, or they're just trying to mask it a little bit, which is kind of cool. You can the attachments, the gun, and these are the two best parts for me. The gun attachments are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. There are so many attachments, it's unbelievable. Like, for example, the assault rifles have over 20 different sights alone. And then you've got 8 different muzzle attachments. You've got 3 or 4 different barrel attachments. You've got the 20 optics. You've got 4 or 5 stock options for the back. You've got 2 or 3 rear grip options. You've got 2 or 3 magazine options. You've got 7 or 8 or 10 perks. And you've got 15 different underbarrel options. So the amount of gun attachments in this game is absolutely phenomenal. It's unbelievable. It's overwhelming. And not like, oh, there's just a lot. Like, it's legitimately overwhelming. The way you choose to set up your guns, they can be, I mean, for me, I was using the M4 for a while, and I basically just turned it into an M16 because that's what I wanted. It had a longer barrel and a big sturdy stock and all kind of stuff. And so you basically can customize the guns to a ridiculous level. Really, it's truly breathtaking. It is by far the biggest thing that they've added to this game, and it's the biggest thing to be added to Call of Duty as far as customization in probably 7 or 8 years, probably. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's unbelievable how many gun attachments there are. Truly unbelievable. And the second part, which is my other favorite part, my favorite part overall about the game, is the sound. The sound and the realism they went for with the sound is mind-blowing. I had to change my audio settings and change to a different volume setting because the amount of noise was actually overpowering. Like, I listen to my headphones, not really loud, but, like 60%. And when you shoot a gun in a room, or like Azir Cave is like an inside cave, when you shoot your gun in that cave situation, or in a small room, it's actually deafening. Like, it actually hurts your ears. And I was just listening to it at a regular volume, which, for every other game, it's like a little bit quieter than normal, so I can hear other people talking and stuff. But the sound is phenomenal. Every single sound that I've heard so far in the game, the bullets coming in and whizzing past your head, the kill streaks, the guns, everything is truly incredible. And I'm an audiophile. I'm listening on a $200 pair of headphones right now with a $200 set of amp and DAC, and it's a $400 worth of audio equipment just on my PC. That costs as much as my Xbox One X itself almost, and I'm just telling you, the sound is incredible. It's phenomenal. Unbelievable. The best part about the game, in my opinion. So, thank you guys for checking this one out. Sorry, there's some black screen at the end. I kind of misjudged here on how long I was going to talk, but I appreciate you guys checking this out. Check back soon for another one, and you can look at my other stuff if you want to look at my other videos. We'll catch you guys another time.